Attempting to crack the code of understanding why your cat seems to trust you and no one else can be very difficult. It can be hard attempting to explain to your friends and family how wonderful and special your cat is, yet when they engage with your pet, they are met with something totally different. To you, your cat is trusting and loyal, the sweetest of the sweet. To others, your cat is elusive, very distant, and potentially aggressive. If your cat seems to trust you and no one else, then you've found the right video. In this material, I'll cover a few notable reasons as to why your cat only has eyes for you. Interesting topic, and I've got you covered. Stay tuned. If you are a regular here at Senior Cat Wellness, you know that I often stress the importance of growing that bond of trust and loyalty with your pet. In many ways, it is the foundation of the entire relationship. I mean, without trust, what do you really have? Talk about a cat chasing its tail. If you've got a cat in the home who doesn't trust you, you will be the one chasing your tail. But what happens when your cat seems to trust you and no one else? What if your cat is cold to even others within the home? Why has your cat singled you out for that loyalty prize? Let's start things off with the passing of time. Trust, it's not born overnight. However, if you've been there every day and every night, that bond will begin to form. With each passing day, if you prove yourself to be caring and responsible, if you have the ability to cater to your cat's essential needs, time will become currency. Your cat will grow to associate you with all things dependable, all things stable and secure. And if others are not you, and you're doing all of the heavy lifting, your cat will most always be drawn to you, thus, in the process, possibly becoming distrustful of others. The more you provide and the less others provide, the more everyone else will begin to take a back seat. Another thing that I speak about a lot here on the channel is demeanor, all-encompassing the way you move, the way you speak, everything. Cats can either be drawn in or forced away by your actions. Even if you are well-meaning, some folks just seem to press all the wrong buttons. And that is to say, if you're pressing the right buttons, your cat could become distrustful of others. Is there someone in your home who is always eager to pick up the cat? Somewhat of a forced play session. It's all done from a place of love and affection, but is it a bit heavy-handed? Less is often more when it comes to the feline world. Cats need that personal space. They love to be around people who are relaxed, folks who don't force the issue. And if you are checking off all of those positive boxes, your pet could be a bit standoffish around other people, even if those other people are living under your roof. And to expound on the topic of personal space, cats are big on territory, claiming it from other cats and claiming a chunk of it for themselves in the home. If your cat has grown distrustful of others and only seems to trust you, it could be due to the fact that you are the only one who doesn't invoke a sense of stress. Some people, they can strike up a lot of stress in felines, cause a cat to be a bit on edge and anxious. Going back to the essentials and that heavy lifting I spoke of earlier, providing your cat with fresh food, fresh water, cleaning that litter box, physical affection, and that respect for personal space, the works. Another thing that could set you apart is your ability to create a home within the home for your pet. You've allowed your cat to have a retreat, a place to go when they need to settle down and relax. If you are the caretaker of this little spot in the home, your cat certainly knows it. This is just another feather in your cap in the big picture. This is another extension of that bond of loyalty and trust, and possibly on the flip side, causing a level of distrust in others. Just to pause for a moment in the action, I think you're probably noticing a bit of push and pull going on here. Seemingly the more you win the day and win your cat over, the more distrust your pet could find in others. It's not talked about very often, but hey, the goal is trust and loyalty. We never want to think about the fact that it could have a negative impact, a possible downside. I will say this much, and we can all relate to this on a human level. Distrust can wear many faces. Just because your cat doesn't have the trust in others they have in you doesn't always mean they can't interact with others in a positive way. Your cat probably didn't trust you on day one. It's all about, in many ways, replicating what worked for you. It's a team effort, a joint effort. This is especially true if there are multiple people in the home. And that's the perfect off-ramp for my next thought that involves who you are, your personality. Over time, your cat will grow certainly accustomed to you, your aura, just the way you present yourself as a whole. Cats, like people, have their very own personalities, And coupled with everything that I've already mentioned here today, one of the reasons your cat could be very, very loyal to you, yet has trust issues with others, could have a lot to do with personality. If a cat just doesn't mesh well with someone, it could be a lot like oil and water. Another factor to consider, and this brings me to my next point, and that involves isolation. When we speak about a cat being distrusting of others, the logical assumption typically involves a cat interacting with multiple people, yet picking out a favorite over time and then becoming quite distant around everyone else. However, if you were to gain your cat's full trust and loyalty, yet there is no one else around, any interaction with someone else, whenever it comes, will naturally and logically be met with resistance. Because while anyone will have to win their cat over, if you are the only one and your cat has never really had to have direct contact with people, at least not to any significant degree, being just trustful of others will more or less be the default setting. As it relates to today's topic question, your cat likely only trusts you because you're the only option. They put their faith in you and they've never really had to consider giving loyalty to anyone else. And finally, let's talk about what you give your cat from an emotional standpoint. I've touched on this many times in the past here on the channel, but some people use their pets as sounding boards. A source of comfort after a long day, the pet seemingly giving just as much as they receive. I spoke about the importance of those essential needs. Well, your cat could be giving you some grand essentials. It's a two-way street, and over time there is a deep bond that can be formed, something that could be looked at the way we would look and view a friendship, best friends. This is why even if your cat is kind and engaging with other people, they could fall short when it comes to giving 100% trust to others, because no matter how much your cat enjoys someone else, that someone else will never be you. I know I've made some rather clear divides with what I've spoken about today, but sometimes, and I'd even go as far as to say many times, in fact, it's not really that cut and dry. A cat can interact in a positive way with many people, but when it comes to that trust and loyalty, it could still only be given to one person. That person who, say, picks up the cat at any time, where that same cat could resist that same attempt from anyone else. It's those little things that can set someone apart, even if the cat has a fairly good relationship with everyone else. That emotional connection, it can run very deep. And to the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, I hope you have an emotional connection with this channel. And on that note, I'd love to hear from you, your thoughts and your stories, anything that you would like to add to this topic. Is your cat big on trusting you and no one else? Let me know in that comment section. As always, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.